What if I told you that your brain has a built-in off switch for anger, but most people never learn to use it? Right now, somewhere in your brain, there's an invisible battle happening. On one side, there's a tiny almond-shaped region called the amygdala, your anger accelerator, ready to explode at the smallest provocation. On the other side, your ventromedial prefrontal cortex, your brain's emergency brake system, is designed to keep you calm and in control. Here's the shocking truth. Harvard Medical School research reveals that people who experience anger attacks have a broken brake system. Their frontal cortex doesn't activate when it should, allowing their amygdala to hijack their behavior completely. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the neuroscience-backed strategies that can literally rewire your brain's anger response. This isn't motivational fluff. This is peer-reviewed science that works. Let's dive in. Before we talk about solutions, you need to understand what's actually happening inside your brain when you get angry. According to a systematic review published in Frontiers in Psychology, anger isn't just an emotion, it's a neural hijacking. Here's how it works. When someone cuts you off in traffic, insults you, or blocks your goals, your amygdala, that almond-shaped emotion center, immediately lights up like a Christmas tree. Within milliseconds, it triggers a cascade of stress hormones: cortisol, adrenaline, testosterone. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, your rational thinking shuts down. This is where it gets fascinating. Research from Massachusetts General Hospital found that in healthy people, the orbital frontal cortex, that's the region right above your eyes, immediately activates to put the brakes on emotion. Think of it as your brain's bouncer, stopping anger before it turns into aggression. Studies tracking brain activity during anger found that individuals with high trait anger show excessive attention to anger-related stimuli. Translation: they can't look away from things that make them mad. They're trapped in a mental loop, replaying provocations, feeding their rage. So how do you actually train your brain to never get angry? The research points to 4 scientifically proven strategies that work at the neural level. Strategy number 1, the 4Ds framework. According to research published in the British Medical Journal, anger management boils down to 4 simple steps: distract, dilute, develop, and discover. Distract. The moment you feel anger rising, physically remove yourself from the situation. Walk away. Change the room. Interrupt the neural pathway before it becomes a highway. Studies show that even a 60-second pause can prevent amygdala hijacking. Dilute. Reduce the intensity of your physiological response. Deep breathing isn't just hippie advice, it's neuroscience. When you slow your breathing to 6 breaths per minute, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which physically calms your amygdala. A study from McLean Hospital found this technique reduces anger intensity by up to 40%. Develop, build cognitive reframing skills. This is where cognitive behavioral therapy comes in. Research published in Behavior Research and Therapy found that CBT has a 76% success rate in reducing anger scores. Why? Because it teaches you to challenge the automatic thoughts that fuel rage. Discover. Identify your anger triggers. Keep an anger journal. Notice patterns. Research shows that self-awareness is the first step toward emotional regulation. When you understand what specifically triggers your anger, you can prepare your brain to respond differently. Strategy number 2, mindfulness training. Here's where science gets really exciting. A meta-analysis examining mindfulness-based interventions found that mindfulness training decreases amygdala activity, literally shrinking the size of your anger accelerator while strengthening your prefrontal cortex brake system. Studies of drivers who received mindfulness training showed significantly reduced road rage and aggressive behaviors. Mindfulness works by training your brain to notice anger arising without immediately reacting to it. The practice is simple. When you feel anger building, instead of acting on it, you observe it like a scientist. Oh, there's anger. My heart rate is increasing. My jaw is clenching. This observation creates a gap between stimulus and response. And in that gap lies your power. Strategy number 3. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT works by attacking the faulty beliefs that fuel your anger. Research published in the Journal of the American Academy of Psychiatry and Law found cognitive behavioral therapy is the gold standard treatment for anger disorders. The technique involves 3 steps. Identify the trigger. What happened? Challenge the interpretation. What story am I telling myself about what happened? Replace with reality. What's a more accurate, balanced perspective? Studies show that when you consistently practice this, you literally create new neural pathways that bypass your amygdala's overreaction. Strategy number 4. The biofeedback revolution. Here's something cutting edge. Researchers at Children's Hospital Boston developed a video game called Rage Control that teaches anger management through biofeedback. Players wear heart rate monitors, and when their heart rate rises, indicating emotional arousal, their in-game weapons stop working. The results? A profound reduction in anger and aggressive behaviors, especially in adolescence. The game works because it teaches your brain to stay calm under pressure in real time. Practical scenarios and alternatives. Let's see what happens when someone applies these strategies in real life. Drawing from the research data. Alternative 1. The distract and dilute practice. Based on McLean Hospital study. Imagine John, a 42-year-old project manager from the driver study group. He's stuck in traffic, late for a meeting. The old him would slam the steering wheel, honk aggressively, his amygdala completely hijacked. Now he practices the 4Ds. He feels the heat rise, discover. He immediately turns up his favorite podcast, distract. Then he begins deliberate, slow breathing, 6 breaths per minute, dilute. Within 90 seconds, his parasympathetic nervous system activates. The physical rage subsides. His prefrontal cortex re-engages. He arrives stressed, but in control, having prevented the neural highway of anger from forming. Alternative 2. The mindfulness observer, based on the meta-analysis data. Picture Maria, a 34-year-old lawyer. During a tense negotiation, a colleague dismisses her idea. Her amygdala flares, signaling threat. But she's done her mindfulness training. Instead of firing back, she hears the internal narrative. He disrespects me, and observes it. Oh, there's anger. My face feels hot. My mind is searching for a cutting comeback. This scientific observation, proven to decrease amygdala activity, creates the critical gap. She doesn't react from the hijacked state. She breathes and responds with a strategic question, strengthening her prefrontal cortex's brake system in real time. Alternative 3. The biofeedback gamer, based on Children's Hospital Boston research. Consider Alex, a 16-year-old from the Rage Control study. He's playing the game, wearing a heart rate monitor. An opponent in-game kills his character. His heart rate spikes, signaling emotional arousal, and his weapon instantly jams. The game physically won't let him act from anger. To play, he must calm down. He takes deep breaths, his heart rate drops, and his weapon reloads. This biofeedback loop, repeated over weeks, literally rewires his response to frustration. The transfer to real life is profound. When his brother takes his headphones, he feels the rise, but his trained brain now accesses the calm, under-pressure pathway instead of the explosive one. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you never lost control of anger again? Imagine responding to provocations with calm confidence instead of explosive rage. Imagine your relationships deepening because you're no longer a ticking time bomb. Imagine making better decisions, advancing in your career, and feeling genuinely at peace. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroscience. Your brain has an anger off switch. It's called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, and you can train it starting today. Use the 4Ds. Distract, dilute, develop, discover. Practice mindfulness daily. Challenge your angry thoughts with CBT. Monitor your physiological responses. If you think this video helps you, hit subscribe and press bell icons. Your future, anger-free self is waiting. Let's make it happen.